Brilliant. Okay, we're live. All right, thank you, everyone. So just to start, we will begin with Donna Sava from HiveColab presenting to us and giving some insight into the Uganda tech ecosystem. And then I will take you through today just introducing what Africa Tech Startup Forum is, just giving you an outline of what's happening during the program, how the training goes, the various matchmaking that's happened, and all the way through to how to actually get involved and with the information on the deadlines. So thank you all for joining us today. Very excited. Uganda is a key market for us in this program. And we're really looking for awesome tech companies to come out of Uganda for the program and help them access various markets around the world. I'd like to call up our first speaker today, which is Donna Sava. And Donna, I'll hand over to you to just give some information on what's happening in Uganda. You can put on your camera and come online with us.
Yes, thank you so much, Rex. And good afternoon, everyone. It's afternoon where we are. I don't know if it's afternoon where you are, but for us here in Uganda, it's afternoon. So good afternoon, everyone. And welcome to the Africa Tech System Zoom session. Thank you all those who are online for honoring our call and joining our call today. We really do appreciate your efforts, especially the fact that it was a very short time or short notice. We do appreciate that you've managed to come online. Just to give a brief about the startup ecosystem in Uganda. The startup ecosystem in Uganda is it's quite new, not so old. It's quite new, not more than 12 years. It's about in between 10 to 12 years old, and mainly we have a number of hubs that are leading within this startup ecosystem, which are both tech and non-tech, but majority of them being the tech hubs. And with this, we have an association that did come up in 2019 to join hands and have all these hubs in one place, so that the different tech startups can be able to access different opportunities and support through them. So we have what we call the Startup Uganda, which is an association for all these hubs. And it has up to about 30 startups, 30 hubs, 30 innovation hubs that are subscribing to it. Some of which you already know, the Ugandans Online. You already know some of these hubs. HiveColab ourselves, we are one of these of the members of Startup Uganda, but there are a number of hubs like Outbox. There's the Innovation Village. There's a Circular Design, or formerly known as Design Hub. We have a Tech Buzz Hub. We have so many others. So, but majority of these being tech hubs. So, ourselves as HiveColab, we have a number of programs that we are offering to the different tech startups. And I would say some of our flagship programs, we mainly have the YSAU Academy, that is the Youth Startup Academy Uganda, which is mainly incubating our youth startups. Both it is not it is sector agnostic, first of all, and it is also not segregating any kind of what will I say, field. It is both tech and non-tech. So you find we have some social innovators in there as well, but majority of them are tech innovators. And then we also have the Hive Accelerator, which is another flagship program, which is it's mainly dealing with startups that have managed to scale. And these are mainly tech. This one's purely tech. If you're not tech, you can't really join the accelerator. These are purely tech. And it takes up to around 20 of them per cohort. And then later on, of course, when you graduate, you're able to either get equity from the program, or you either get equity or you get I'm forgetting, sorry, but there's no grant for this. So, and this is the other flagship program. So that is all. So right now, we also have the Gold program, which is mainly for now the social entrepreneurs. And this is mainly for the outside regions, the regions outside of Kampala, which is also taking up a number of entrepreneurs or startups. I think I've given you a rough estimate of what the startup ecosystem looks like, or the tech startup ecosystem looks like in Uganda, but a number of hubs, like I've mentioned, are all hosting a number of startups that are in the tech ecosystem. And like I mentioned, they are driving the tech ecosystem or the tech startups, and ensuring that they are made investment ready, or they are made their businesses are made sustainable, or they are able to support the startups to be able to scale and grow further. I think with that, I don't know if there's anything else I need to mention. I think based on the timing and our time with our online people, I think I'll pass over to the African Tech Startup team. I'll hand over to you, Rex and Penny. Over. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Donna. It's lovely to have your support in this program, and yes, get some more insight into what is happening in Uganda. So next up, I will just be taking you through what it's all about with Africa Tech Startup Forum, how it came about, and all the way through to the various parts of the training that will happen. And at the end of this, we will do a Q&A, so just answer some of the questions. So please make sure to think of some questions throughout this really short, concise webinar, so we can read those out and address them at the end. So yeah, just what is Africa Tech Startup Forum? So it is an acceleration program at its basis. That is what it's set up for, and it really is looking to accelerate African entrepreneurs to international markets. So not just it is funded by the Korean Economic Cooperation Trust Fund, but it's not just designed to go after the Korean market. It was really to give access to the entire continent. And what we found on setting this up is that there's a very lack of communication and opportunity between African entrepreneurs and ESOs and accelerators across Africa. So what we're really trying to do with this pilot project is really start creating those bonds between various ESOs, so accelerators, incubators, get investors working a lot more with them, and then also getting the startups to work a lot closer together. There's a huge opportunity between amazing talent in Africa that are designing similar things for their regions that can be working together. So we've been looking to really start connecting a lot of the tech entrepreneurs across the continent. This is an exciting program. We have utilized what has been happening in Korea. So it is modeled off something called the Korea Startup Forum, where there's just such an abundance of tech and opportunities that are growing in that region. And the collaboration within the market is really admirable. So we're really looking to do that across Africa. Obviously, Africa has much more challenges. We're looking at 54 countries and not just one, and obviously very difficult and large continent to play with, but we've got to start somewhere, and Africa Tech Startup Forum is just that. So it is funded by the Korea Africa Economic Cooperation Trust Fund, COEFEC, but this is via the African Development Bank, who has appointed a group of companies to run this. And that in turn is supported even further by the AFDB's Entrepreneurship Lab, the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Lab. So just to give you a little bit of the program in numbers. So we're starting with 160 tech ventures. We are in application phase at the moment. We're well over that in applications, but we are looking for the best 160 tech entrepreneurs across Africa. So tech ventures, we are not just looking for startups, we are also looking for ESOs. So people like HiveColab to apply for this, because we are breaking the program up, and I'll talk about that later. It is 160 tech ventures across 8 African countries. And and we will start. I'll take you through those eight African countries just after this, and roughly about 20 tech ventures per African country. That will vary between the applications we get from each region and the amount. At the moment, Nigeria is storming away with over about 70 applications from Nigeria alone. So we're really looking for an uptick in Uganda at the moment to challenge that. There will be two cohorts. So firstly, 160 start, and then later on down to a final cohort of 20. And that second cohort we will be taking to South Korea with us. So it's the top 20 of the 160 that will make up that group that goes to Korea. We're doing 120-day training sprint. So 30 of those is gap analysis, finding out exactly what is right for the company, splitting them up into further smaller groups. So we train people in their requirements. And then a 90-day sprint after that of training with various courses, which I'll take you through just now. We are doing 2 demo days throughout the program. We're doing an investor day, and we've spoken to some amazing investors. There's really some great interest, especially in the diaspora from Africa, really looking to come back into Africa and do some awesome things and find out opportunities. The more I delve into this, the more excited I am with what's happening with investors looking into Africa at the moment. On top of all this training, and during this 90-day training sprint, there are going to be all types of meetings that are happening. So with investors, with buyers, between tech ventures as well. We see that amazing opportunity to get people chatting together and similar products chatting together and discussing opportunities. You can find out some amazing things from just similar companies or even competitors in the market. And we see huge collaborations with that. As mentioned, 20 travelers to Korea. So the top 20 from the program are going to be taken out, all costs paid to South Korea at the end of the year. So an amazing opportunity over a 2-week period in Korea that'll take you to various big tech firms in Korea, but also the second week to the largest tech startup event in Korea called Come Up Korea. So an amazing 2-week program out there. We so far have 8 different program partners, so it's really an amazing program, and we're expecting a lot more to come through over the following weeks. It's growing daily. And then we'll have around 5 pitch competitions, both online, at the event, at various times throughout the program. So a really action-packed program that we'll be running. As mentioned, 8 countries from 160 companies from 8 countries. Those countries are displayed there. South Africa, Rwanda, Kenya, Uganda from the south and east. And then from north and west, we have Nigeria, Morocco, Ghana, and Egypt. This is a pilot project, so we could only afford to do 8 countries, which Uganda has been chosen as one. But we are hoping to expand this in our future programs. Mainly restriction of those 8 countries has come down to resource allocation, so having enough funding to cover those 8 countries. We're also looking to really look at the impact and feasibility of programs like this and how important it is to actually get all these different companies and tech ventures working together and connecting them. We'll be learning and doing a lot of adaptation of our program as we go through. We've already started, just doing these types of individual country webinars is an adaptation of our program, and a learning that we have to go deeper into the market and find those really awesome companies within that. Mentioned as well, a lot of partnership opportunities, already 8 partners involved. We are probably going to end up with about 20 to 30 partners in the program. It is really exciting to get all these people involved and see the collaboration across the continent. And then really this is a proof of concept. So we really want to prove that there's opportunities. We want to see return on investment. We want to see that investors are coming into the region and getting excited. Everyone seems to be super keen when I speak to investors, saying, wow, it's so great that you get to showcase a whole lot of different companies from so many countries. Most acceleration programs are very focused just on one country. So the ability to look at multiple countries at the same time and really find those amazing tech ventures across different countries. The four key partners of the program, though, are Indorama Works, which is an amazing consultancy based out of Johannesburg that are doing multiple programs across the continent. So they are the main contracting party and really pushing this program through their connections and will be supporting it throughout. They are the ones that have put the main partners together and really have an amazing experience in making sure programs like this really expand in a massive way. Obviously, ourselves, Catalyze, being the program managing partner. So we are doing a lot of the organization in the middle. We'll be speaking to you. My colleagues, Penny and Kiara and Delane, will be in contact with you as well, if they haven't already, and chatting with you. They will be communicating with you throughout the program. So we really are here Catalyze to make sure that you meet with each other, that you engage. Catalyze itself, the idea of the word and the company name is that it's catalytic. We put the right people together. So we already take hundreds of companies to international shows per year. We do all kinds of matchmaking programs. We do amazing events in South Africa. So the idea is to put you together with the right people. Our Korean partner is Korea Startup Forum, which is the largest startup organization in Korea. I think that number 2,279 is actually well exceeded to over 2,500 startups across Korea. They are also the organizers of the event Come Up Korea, which is the largest startup event in Korea each year. An amazing program. And HiveColab actually went across to that event last year. So great to have HiveColab working with us with the experience of going out to a show like Come Up Korea. Then our training partner in the program is one of the oldest accelerators in Africa, who is Uvu Africa. They are based in Cape Town. They used to be called Cape Innovation and Technology Initiative, and they've recently rebranded as they move up into the continent. They have programs in Rwanda and Kenya at the moment. I know they're doing something in other parts of Africa as well, and really starting to grow. But they're running all kinds of programs across the continent, across various tech verticals. I know they do amazing stuff in the biotech space. They do amazing stuff in edtech as well. And they have been forming these incubators across the continent for years. So really great to have such a partner with a great experience that is going to join us. And they are going to be running the training program the whole way through. And I'll give you some insight into that as we go. So the training schedule. As mentioned, this is basically a program that's going to drive the tech entrepreneurs and really get them ready for market access. So really prepare them for their program. As mentioned, it's running over a 4-month time frame, 120 days. The first month is going to be June. So we are following our program at the moment and tracking pretty well. That we will be finished. Our deadline for application is the 10th of May. But please, if you've got any issues with that, speak to my team. We have always want awesome tech ventures involved. So if there's a delay on your side, have a chat to them. We'll make some kind of a plan for you. Because we've got a little bit of grace at the end of this month to get people in for over next week. So please contact my team and we'll sort that out. But over June, we will be doing an analysis and a gap analysis of your company to find out if you are the right fit for the program and how we actually need to take you through the program and which space and vertical of the program. We will be splitting people up into stages during the gap analysis, and then you'll be trained in your stage and your readiness. Then we'll go into a 3-month training. So over July, August, and September. July, really looking at the tools and knowledge behind training you as well and ensuring that you're ready for market access. So really preparing you over those times. Over August, we really go into real deep market research and seeing why your product is market ready and fit, and really challenging you on that, and making sure you understand why your product needs to be changed in a certain way or adapted, or certain things you need to know about competitor products and compared to your own product. So that's really over the month of August, really buttoning down and trying to find out the best way to get you guys into international markets. And then in September, we get one further step ahead. We go into the commercialization of your product. So really looking at how to scale your product, how to get funding in, how to pitch for funding, and really speak the right language for investors and VCs who are wanting to fund in your program. So quite an intensive program over those 3 months to make sure that you're ready for the markets. Again, just to go over how this is happening, we will, as mentioned, be doing training, but there will be B2B matchmaking going at the same time, and then finishes off with demo days and investor days and really great scenarios. So this acceleration program at the beginning is really the cornerstone of the program. It's what sets everything up, what gets everybody ready. And we will be splitting people into these spaces. The ESOs will be put together in a different training program that is specifically focused on acceleration and incubation of startups, and how to prepare them for market, really getting them ready and finding the right partners in for that. So very special focus session on then. The tech startups, again, will also be broken up into sectors. So really focusing on what they need to get out of this. So the training is going to be very, very intense and involved and very specific to your stage of your company. B2B matchmaker is going to be going throughout the program, and we're very, very excited about this as well. We're getting such great response from investors and VCs and different partners wanting to find out who they can speak to and learning about the various companies. And we will be we're running a platform called Engage that allows you to engage with each other and really learn about what each other are doing, and then setting up and scheduling facilitated meetings throughout the program. We'll then be finishing with demo investor days. So 2 demo days that we'll be getting various investors to come and watch you and critique you and select you throughout the program. So we're going to put you in front of them, and then a specific investor day. So getting you ready for that is a key priority of our program. We also, as mentioned, have got ESOs, so entrepreneur organizations as well, support organizations that we want to get involved in the program. So if you are an ESO, please contact us. If you are doing acceleration or incubation, we really want to know about you. This is a real part of our program that we're really driving for and getting involvement in. So ESOs are allowed to apply. We are looking for your applications, so please apply on the link, in which I'll share at the end of this. As said, we're doing a specific training for ESOs, so we want to be having a lot of ESOs that are getting involved in the program, and that is key for that. Market access is key for the ESOs as well. So we really will be connecting you with right opportunities and exposing you to those funding programs that will fund your ESOs to run your own acceleration programs. So that is a key thing for us as well. And really looking for ESOs in each region to also help the startups that are there. So please, if you join, we're looking to leverage off you to give your startup support and really build them. The startups that are also selected for the program are going to be key. So that's a bit about the program from me. We will share this with everybody as well, so don't be shy, but all the information is on the website, so africatechstartupforum.com. You can apply now, get involved. The application deadline is the 10th of May, but as mentioned, if you have an issue with it, if something's not right, please contact my team. Even better, start your application now, and we will be able to, at least if you put your email in there and it's not complete, we'll be contacting you over the next week saying, we need these documents, we need this information from you. With this, though, what we do need from you is a short 1 to 3 minute video. So you can take that on your phone and post it up onto YouTube. It can be very, very simple. So if you're having problems with that, please let us know. But we really want to know about who you are. We want to see you talking. We want to see you showing your excitement about the program. So please get on there, do a little video, and then it's a very simple application. We've been praised by a lot of people for making it super simple and very accessible to people. So if you're a startup, please follow the process of applying as a startup. If you're an ESO, you'll see there's a selection on the second page saying, are you an ESO, and follow the path of applying as an ESO. So if you get it wrong, don't worry, we'll move you across. We're very chill people. We like to work with you. So please make sure to do that, but just get applying as a start for now. Great. And with that, I'm going to just have a look on the chat. Penny, have we got any questions that need to be answered?
None yet, Rex.
None. Okay, great. So I think we've been, there's looks like something coming through. No, it's just some email addresses. So, yes.
You mentioned about the 3 months or the 90 days of training. Is it a full-time training, as in, or the 90 days is back to back, or it's just a few weeks in there, then you break off, or a few days in there and then you break off? What is it exactly? If you can elaborate on that.
Sure. It will be a little bit of training each week. So we're not expecting you to 9 to 5 each day for 3 months. No, definitely not. Nobody's got enough energy as a tech entrepreneur to do that. You've got to sell your tech. But it will be on a weekly basis that you will get trained throughout those 3 months.
Okay, and then the training, is it going to be in South Africa, or it will be in the different home countries?
It's all virtual, so it's a virtual program. It will be all trained on Zoom, and you'll get the links for that, and they get trained on that, as well as the B2B meeting programs that will all be set up via virtual platform. There was a question about the categories. So our 3 core categories are fintech, health tech, and ag tech. So agricultural technology. However, we are very open to others. We are super excited for and see some amazing ed tech coming through Africa. There's biotech that's coming through as well. It's even game tech. You know, we run a big event called Africa Games Week each year, and we see amazing game tech coming out of Africa. So please, yeah, we are really looking for any tech. It's not for, just to mention, it's not for innovation. So if you are a startup doing innovation, as in agricultural innovation or climate innovation, that doesn't have a tech aspect to it, this is not part of the program. It has to have a tech aspect, has to have a technology application as well. So an app or a website that it runs through, or something like that. So it has to be digital. Sure, I can do a quick demo of application for ESOs that we take through, but it's very simple. Faith, I think you mean by the video link. Yes, we will share the video link after this as well on through LinkedIn, so you'll be able to check that.
Rex, I can see someone's hand is up.
Okay, do you want to just type your message on the chat if your hand's up? We'd rather you type that through, and then we can take the question. Anatoly. What I'll do quickly is see if we can take you through this.
Yeah, like some years ago. There's a hand up. Someone has a hand up, Anatoly. You could just let him speak.
Sure. As I mentioned, I was hoping that Anatoly would drop something on the group, but what I'll do is quickly make you co-host, and then I can join you in. Anatoly, can we have your question? Are you still
Yeah, thank you, Rex. I felt like my question was going to be long to type. But thank you for this introduction. It seems very exciting, and being part of it would ideally mean a lot. One question for me. Um, you're joining us, and then we are from another program where again we've received wonderful training from Youth Startup Academy, which also has a relationship with the Korea sector or side. So I am curious to understand, as you said, this is a pilot. What are some of the things that you will be choosing from this other program of the training that you've already received, and maybe you utilize that to categorize people in terms of training? Another thing that I needed to know, what are some of the biggest issues? Yes, I have had there's a bit of training, but what is that one hard thing that you think entrepreneurs, especially on the continent, are lacking? Those are the two things that I wanted to raise, but I appreciate it's basically to understand and maybe honor the trainings that have happened before and how they can interlink as candidates get onboarded. Thank you.
Great, Anatoly. Thanks for your question. So, yeah, just to start with, we will definitely be looking at what has happened currently on the market with various other Korean projects. This was actually set up off the back of a group of African companies going out to Korea last year and having a look at the market and assessing what's going on there. So it's been, there's a lot of that's going on at the moment with our partner Uvu. Besides that, there's a lot of training that has already been done across the continent by Uvu Africa. So they will really be pushing a lot of this program as it goes through and utilizing their experience across the continent to help develop the program. In regards to what is lacking on the continent or what we've noticed, I think the real criticism that I've seen across the continent over the years is the lack of marketing yourselves in the correct way. So basically saying what is that your company is looking for and what it is doing. So we are really going to be looking at that. A lot of the game tech stuff that we do in the last few years with Africa Games Week has been just people saying, okay, what is it that you're creating? Spell it out for us on your website, make it super accessible, make sure that you're promoting yourselves in the right channels and meeting with the right people. So that's key. And then I think the real biggest thing for us is, and it's much the same with the other tech programs we've done over the years, is demystifying the fact that Africa has got an amazing group of people. It's got amazing technology. It's got amazing ideas that no one else in the world is thinking of ever, because we obviously have different situations in Africa. So such amazing technology comes out of the continent, and it's very exciting, but it's actually finding those key investors around the world to say, here it is. Here's the opportunity for you. Get involved, connect with them, and we'll make it very easy for you to connect with them. So I think that is really the biggest challenge that we're facing, and that what we're trying to tackle for this program and make sure that we get right. But yes, we are very keen to get as much insight. The guys from like Donna from HiveColab give us advice. We take on advice all the time. We love it when people talk to us. It's the worst for us is when people don't talk to us. That makes us sad and doesn't help anything. So please talk to us. Give us criticism throughout the program. It is monitored and evaluated throughout the program by Indorama Works. They're really looking at the pain points of companies across Africa, and we're really trying to find out what the solutions are by running this program as well. So yes, we're very keen to hear from you. David Serge, let me just give you co-host permission there. David, question from you. Karen, David? Doesn't seem like we can hear you, David. You can type something on the chat. That's better. Right. Okay. There was a question about just so one is the training duration for ESOs the same? Yes, the training duration is the same for ESOs as others. Sustainable cassava value change. Not so, Isaac, unfortunately, unless you have some kind of a tech system for promoting sustainable cassava, it will not cover you. But yeah, if you do have something, some technology that you're using to create sustainable value chains, then yes, we will consider you. There was a question just on the application form. So this is the application form, quickly running through. So that we'll say is my YouTube channel that I'm putting through. Very easy to fill in as you go down.
Hello?
You'll see as you go through. I'm going to have to fill this in very quickly. And so just fill this in so you guys can see. So this is the point where it'll ask you if you are an ESO or a startup. So please, anyone who is not an ESO, an ESO is someone that is accelerating programs. You would, if you're not an ESO, obviously click startup and it would continue. If you do click ESO, it will change the application for you slightly. So it'll ask you what services you are offering. So, and you follow that, and then you carry on going all the way down, and then it will take from there. And then you just run through the rest of the application all the way through to the end.
Hello? Yes, Rex, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, David. Yes.
Yes. Could I go with the question?
Yes, carry on.
Okay, perfect. So thanks a lot for the presentation. Very much appreciated. Some of us were actually waiting on this meeting before we submitted our applications, but then hopefully by close of day today, we should have something coming through to match the numbers close to something with the Nigerian team across to the west. But yes, my name is David from Uganda and from OmniGym particularly. Now, my concern is around the issue. Actually, what excited me about this program was the market access that is being talked about and the broader view around the trainings and the fact that there are multinational trainings being done. Now, my question to you is, should we expect this to be a core aspect of this training? Because for most of us in our different countries, and I would reckon even the other people in South Africa and Nigeria and whatnot could have the same problem, is that we're being trained to be good SMEs, and yet with this tech aspect that we have, there's room for expansion, room for growth. And so in this training, are there chances that we could have a lot of focus put towards how it is to the right corporate governance to be used in order to expand to certain levels and the process? Because most of us on this meeting, most of us are going to be in these trainings, but we don't even know what it means to actually, the step-by-step process to actually think or prepare to be able to expand beyond our own borders, because we're all focused on what is within the borders, which is okay, but just to have a roadmap, that viewpoint of saying, okay, if I'm looking to expand, what is the next step to this? Or when I reach this milestone in my country, what can lead me to enter this other country? So that is just my concern generally. But otherwise, thanks a lot for the presentation, and hopefully we'll look forward to interacting more.
100%, David. This is exactly what we are envisioning with this program. So this is why we've got someone like Uvu Africa that is training you on that. They are going to look at what your product currently looks like, what sort of market access it has, what the competition is against your product, and so helping you guys prepare yourself for international market access, so something outside of your borders. So that is a huge focus of it. And what we find within programs like this is that the key opportunity is when you are meeting with those various investors. It doesn't mean that you necessarily are going to land investment with them, but you're going to get such amazing information from those investors saying, no, maybe your product isn't ready yet for the market. This is what we would expect to see from it. And getting real information from someone like that is going to really help you guys prepare your product for international market.
Rex, so someone would like to know, agribusiness incubators, can they apply under the ESOs?
I see that they can, as long as you are also incubating tech startups. So you have to show that you have tech startups underneath you, and that you're incubating people, technology. So that is really the key. It's got to be no use for you to apply if you are incubating farmers that aren't using that have got no tech development underneath them.
Okay, what if a company is not yet registered?
So we do want to see that you guys are a registered company. We are looking for companies that have developed something at least at the moment. So we're not looking for ideation at this stage in a huge way, unless it's an amazing idea that you guys are working with. We would look at that. But we will want to see that you have some kind of business acumen behind you, that you are prepared to go to market at some stage, because at this point, any investor that comes to you, that's going to be their first question to you. What is your company? Is it a PTY? Is it an LLC? What kind of company are you? Before they actually say, okay, we got to invest, because where do they invest into if you're not a company?
Okay, for how long should a company be in existence?
So it can be a week that you're in existence. You obviously, if you've designed something up and you're ready with your product and you know that you have to go to a market with it, and you set your company up, we'll consider you. But just it has to be something that's registered, and then we'll look on your merit of what your company is doing or what your product is. And this is why your opening video is so important to the program. So we really want to see what your product is. That really makes sure that we accept you into the program.
Okay, there's another company that says that they deal with value addition of agricultural products to reduce perishability and for medical purposes. Do they qualify?
Again, is there technology behind it? Have you got a tech app or a website that manages your people as well, and make sure that you are controlling a program? So it has to have some kind of technology behind it for us to consider it. Bakebwa, you were going to ask something. You can unmute and ask your question if you still have a question.
Thank you, Rex. As you have said, my name is Bakebwa from Uganda. I'm into agribusiness, like the way you have said. My first question is, if let's say someone is running multiple tech startups, are they allowed all to participate under this program? Then my second question, the recent statistics, they show Morocco, South Africa, Kenya, in terms of venture capital funding, they're the only countries that have garnered most of the startup capital. If you look at entrepreneurs from those countries, young entrepreneurs, they have received funding unlike other African countries. If you look at Uganda, most of our entrepreneurs are not getting a lot of startup capital from venture capitalists outside Africa. What do you think are the causes of that? My third question, what are those nitty-gritties, all the components do you think African startups can develop in order to increase their scalability potential, scale in other countries? Like you find a startup here in Africa, but having offices in maybe US, maybe Egypt, maybe UK, like other startups. Thank you.
I missed your very first question, Bakebwa. Can you repeat that?
Assume like I'm running multiple tech startups. Like I have 3 startups, which are into tech, like fintech or agri-tech. am I allowed to apply, be part of this program? Like
Yes.
Finnish startups, are they allowed to apply?
Both, yes. So both you and those startups can apply. That's not a problem. So that's a yes for your first question. The second question, why are certain countries getting better take up than others? It pretty much comes to, I would say, but this is my personal opinion, so you can shoot me down. But confidence in the market helps over the years. Countries like Morocco, Egypt, South Africa have extremely well set up banking systems, very secure systems that they can verify and hold accountable those companies. However, the other side of it, flip of the coin, is they are obviously very advantaged countries in comparison. So these are countries that have people in them that are creating tech that perhaps have 2 years of income behind them to sustain them, so they can go out to market, they can promote their product, they can get a very strong developer to build their technology for them, which makes it very robust. So unfortunately, they have massive advantages to that as well. So that's the other flip of the coin. However, our real challenge is to demystify that, and not get those investors or VCs, etc., to really just focus on things that are happening in Egypt, Morocco, South Africa. We've seen Nigeria really increase massively and overtake South Africa in the last few years of where tech is being funded. So there's certain countries that are really developing well. The interest for people from like Korea and Europe and other regions is they don't completely understand how to get into an African market. Their technology in those regions are created for their region. They're not designed for Africans, how we understand it. So they need to work with us. So the interest for Korea and Europe and Americas to come into Africa and work with tech apps and ventures is that they are created understanding what the market needs and the restrictions of the market. The Wi-Fi is not a huge, is not very available. Data on cell phones is not available as much. $1 for an African is very different to $1 for someone anywhere else in the world. So understanding the models of Africa is very interesting to the rest of the world, and how do they access this massively growing economy and population across the continent. But I think the one thing that holds us all back is possibly, as mentioned earlier, is that it's just marketing ourselves and getting our name out there. So within this program as well, the key thing that investors have been saying to us is, this is great. We get to find a whole lot of startups that we struggle to find and verify and know that they've been trained and planned in a certain way. So we want to see this 160 startups turn into 1,000 startups over the next 2 or 3 years if we can. We're really driving that. So there's a central place for investors to come in and feel confident that they can invest in different countries like Uganda, like Rwanda, like Central African Republic. These countries that most people around the world, a lot of them have never heard of. A great thing that I've always laughed at is when I go overseas and they ask me where I'm from South Africa, and they go, that's not a country, that's a direction. So it's demystifying people's understanding of what happens in Africa. So I'll take one last question, which is Jimmy. So we are working with smallholders on the journey towards food security, decent work, and sustainable consumption. Through producing high quality pulses for premium markets, foster inclusive growth and ecological production practices. You're on the nascent stages of implementing blockchain technologies for transparency, traceability, and sustainability with a tech partner. Yes, it sounds like you've got some kind of tech. If you've got some kind of tech that is managing all of this, we're interested in you. You qualify, apply, we'll have a look at you, we'll assess you, and we'll come back to you. So yeah, please don't hold back. That sounds like a great program. Using blockchain, really, really interesting. And if you've got a tech partner, they're obviously building something for you. So please do. But on that, thank you very much to everyone for joining today. It was really great, and thanks for your patience. Anyone who joined really early and started an hour earlier than the actual meeting started. Thanks for holding on. We will be posting this on the LinkedIn channel as well, and we're really looking forward to your applications. Please, please, please do not hesitate to contact us. info@africatechstartupforum.com. Very, very simple. Go to that, email us if you're having a problem with your application, but please get applying. We're looking for a massive uptick from Uganda over the next few days. Oh, brilliant. Thank you, everyone. And Donna, thank you so much for helping us putting this together. It's a really amazing group of people. We were never expecting such a large group. I think we had over 90 people join the session today. So massive thank you to yourself and HiveColab for putting this out to everybody. Yeah, it was an amazing group of people coming through. I'm super excited to be engaging with the Ugandan tech ecosystem.
You're welcome.
Have a lovely day.
All right.
Thank you. Cheers.
Guys, thank you everyone for attending. Have a good day.